People who are music lovers and love to listen to music, especially of their particular genre of music, they will appreciate what I'm about to say. For those who are musicians, they understand when a note is being misplayed. The common ear may not recognize the error, but anybody with a sharp listening ear may catch the oh so slight error. That same precision is needed in relationships as well. When one of the mates is out of sync, the other mate should be able to recognize it. If you don't, your relationship just might tumble away like a bad note in the atmosphere. The Relationship Therapy Podcast will examine the importance of the right note.
You've tuned into the Relationship Therapy Podcast with Tony Miller Sr., a podcast designed for couples who are married, couples who are dating, and have marriage in their future. We will guide you to the principles that will make your relationship better. Stick around. You might just learn something that will help your relationship last longer, grow stronger, and become healthier. Now, here's your host, Tony Miller Sr.
Hello, everybody. This is your host, Tony Miller Sr., and welcome to another episode of the Relationship Therapy Podcast. I'm thanking you for your continued listening. I thank you for all your comments. I'm hearing so many positive comments from it, and I'm just asking you to continue to send those comments. Let me know, email me. And my announcer will tell you at the end of this episode how to get in contact with me. But I want to get started on something today. For starters, I always knew that Valerie and I had a certain rhythm to our relationship. Without fully understanding what I meant by that, I said it in one of my previous episodes. Many people who heard that episode seemed to love the idea of a relationship rhythm. The problem was I really did not know how to explain it. Truth is, it's very real in all relationships, but the problem most people don't comprehend is when I say relationship rhythm, they don't understand it fully. Instead, you'll hear some people describe it as flow, or maybe even a relationship pattern. Or yet and still, there may be others who are calling it fitting into the puzzle. To me, those words don't have the same effect as rhythm. But before we go any further, I must give you my definition of relationship rhythm. Relationship rhythm is a style for which couples identify their who, what, when, where, and how of their relationship. This rhythm is what keeps the blood pumping in their relationship. Without it, the relationship begins to die. In essence, that rhythm is the key to constant growth in that relationship. Your very own rhythm secures and gives you an expectancy within what you have with your mate. Stated simply, it's how you manage to connect and be in sync with one another. So why is relationship rhythm so important for relationships? Hopefully this episode will clear up some foggy thoughts that you may have running through your mind. I'm going to try my best to give you the answers to that question. What is that question? Here it is. What is relationship rhythm? And why is it important? Stay tuned as I get ready to give you the answers. Now that I've answered your first question, what is relationship rhythm? But the second question is what's looming right now, and I have to answer it. And there's three answers to it. But here's the question. What's so important about relationship rhythm? Here's number one. Relationship rhythm gives the couple a roadmap. We all know how important GPS is when traveling to places that you're unfamiliar with. However, the same is true in your relationships. Unfamiliar territory causes most people to shrink and not be as involved as they should be. The same can be said when mates are not in rhythm. One of the people in the relationship seems lost, and you find it extremely hard to become comfortable in their own relationship. It is tense enough when we have GPS, but have never been to a certain place. It becomes even more elevated to an even higher degree when you don't have a map or GPS to guide you. This is where your relationship rhythm comes in, because you have gotten to know a little bit about the person that you say you love. You become comfortable with some of the things that you know. However, when something new pops up unexpectedly, you begin to feel like you're in uncharted waters. Taking it slowly and beginning to establish some type of rhythm with your mate will take you right back to your comfort zone. That's when the relationship feels like it's back on track. In future episodes, I'll be talking about how to find your rhythm in your relationship. But here in this episode, I just wanted to point out, why is the relationship rhythm important? Sometimes the GPS can direct you in the wrong place, and you can hear the system saying, recalculating. Sometimes you have to recalculate your rhythm in your relationship because somebody else gains a new interest. Sometimes you may be feeling like you're outgrowing the other person, but that's when you recalculate to find your way back and calculate the rhythm of your own relationship. At some point, you will have to recalculate. Here's the second reason why relationship rhythm is important. Your relationship rhythm is designed with you in mind. You will play an intricate role in establishing your ideal rhythm. It must be that way because it involves the two of you. When you find that you have nothing to do with the makeup of your relationship rhythm, you really don't have a solid relationship at all. Like I always say at the close of each episode, it takes two to make a relationship work. It also takes two to establish your desired rhythm for your relationship. There's so much that goes into forming what you call your relationship rhythm, and you determine what it will look like. But please believe me, your input is just as important as your mate's input in order to make the relationship healthy. This is something that you and your mate will fix by trial and error. There will be some things that you brought or your mate brings to the relationship that won't be added to that relationship rhythm. But just know it can work, but you've got to go at it. And like the saying goes, if you work it, it will work. That's both of your jobs in this process. Both of you have to work together to get the right rhythm that suits you both, not just one person. Here's something interesting. Before you met your significant other, you had your own rhythm and they had their own rhythm. Neither of you had to answer to anybody but yourselves. But now that you have committed to another person and that person has committed to you, I hope you both realize that it's not all about you anymore. You are now part of a team, and that team should stick together. Some of those old rhythms just won't fit into the new rhythm that you're building with your mate. If you're trying to bring what doesn't fit into that new rhythm, there will automatically be pushback. And when that pushback comes, that's when your problems begin to rise in your relationship. It's as if you're walking around in a rhythmless relationship. So please know that this rhythm has you in mind as well as your mate. So right before I give this third answer to the question, what's so important about relationship rhythm, I want to retract. The first answer was relationship rhythm gives the couple a roadmap. I just went over answer number 2. Your relationship rhythm is designed with you in mind. But here is the final one. Relationship rhythm is needed to sustain the relationship. I know, I hear it so many times, you thought that you both were so madly in love and that the relationship was going to last forever. Well, love may not be the only thing that keeps you together. It is a rhythm of loving one another in a way that not only provides comfort, but it gives mutual security as well. A lot of people think that it means that there will be no problems in the relationship and that the relationship will be perfect. That perfection does not exist. Strong marriages and strong relationships do exist, but even in those, they will tell you that they have problems as well. Relationship rhythm keeps you looking good in the eyes of your mate, but not in the sense of physical beauty, but more or less in I can trust you because you are maintaining the rhythm. Here's why couples should work hard towards solidifying their rhythm in their own relationship. The balance of the relationship can be thrown off if one of the mates have moved the yardstick and the other mate is having trouble finding it. Once the balance is thrown off, it will take some hard work to recalibrate it back to where it's supposed to be. Or if it's a new spot, both parties need to be working together so that they can attain the new rhythm in their relationship. And as I said earlier, throughout your relationships, new rhythms will be set. When you become parents, new rhythms will be set. As you get older, new rhythms, or change jobs, new rhythms will be there. And once you establish this new rhythm, it will be much easier on the relationship. If there is a continued unbalance in the relationship, it begins to suffer more than you really understand. But on the other hand, couples who will allow the changing of the rhythm to be smooth and able to transition with whatever happens, that relationship will be a good one. Even if there are problems, that relationship still will be good. So my advice to you is this: set your relationship rhythm in a place of joy and trust and not doubt and an unbalance. If you are able to do that, you will appreciate the relationship that you have a whole lot better. Well, that's all we've got for you in this episode. Next week, we're going to talk about some of the most important rhythms in your relationship, some of the major rhythms in your relationship that will help maintain that relationship. In other words, some of the gotta habits so that your relationship rhythm can be formed. Stick with us. We're going to be talking about relationship rhythm again next week. And as always, in closing, please remember, it takes two to make a relationship work.
Thank you for listening to the Relationship Therapy Podcast with Tony Miller Sr. We hope you have enjoyed this episode. Tune in next time for more insight on how to make your relationship better. If you have any questions, please email us at tmrelationshiptherapy@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Until next time, remember, it takes two to make the relationship work.